Welcome to Tavern Tales. Today's tale, courtesy of Gamer Girl Aita. Am I the antagonist for not buying a new PC for my boyfriend? I, 24 female, live with my boyfriend, 27 male. For some context, we have been dating for 4 years and living together for 8 months. We live in an apartment I inherited, along with one more other house that I rent out, and some cash inheritance. Now on to the story. Me and my boyfriend, we both love playing video games. We both have full-time jobs but still find time to play together as well as separately with our own friends. He is a much better player than I am. He plays tournaments and competitions, whereas I just play for fun. A few months ago, my boyfriend started talking about some new PC and other items he wanted to upgrade his setup and how he was saving up for it. I was okay with it since we have separate finances. He doesn't pay for the utilities but splits grocery, which wasn't an issue because I had extra income from the rental property. I thought I could use my inheritance money and get myself an expensive set upgrade as well. I took suggestions from YouTube and some friends. I scheduled a delivery for the day that I knew he won't be home all day. The setup came. They sent someone from the store to set it up for me. I used the PC for a while and it was amazing. My boyfriend came home during the evening and saw my new PC. I was so excited to see his reaction, but his face remained very dull. He looked at me and asked why it was on my side of the room. I told him it was because it's mine. He asked me to confirm that I bought his dream PC setup for myself, and I said yes. He got visibly mad, but then said, "It's useless for you. We should just swap. You don't play well and won't be able to use it to its full potential. You cannot mine." At first, I just laughed, because I genuinely thought he was joking. But when I realized he was being serious, I told him no. I said that I bought this for me. He blew up at me and told me that I need to buy the same one for him as well. When I said no again, he started yelling about how unfair I was being and how I wouldn't be able to appreciate technology like that since I am too dumb to even understand the specifications. By that point, I was losing it, so I told him to get out. He grabbed a few items and left to stay with his best friend. Now, his best friend and a few other friends are blowing up my phone saying that as a girl I shouldn't own something so expensive that I don't understand. And I could buy him the same setup since I can afford it due to the inheritance. I don't have any loans, so it's not like I am saving the money for something particular in the future, which is making me doubt if I was the antagonist. To everyone saying that it's kind of my fault for buying the exact same setup he told me about and flaunted it in his face. I do understand your point and take responsibility for it, but he never really mentioned any specific models. Like, he would say how this brand has launched some really powerful items in the past few years, or how that brand has such amazing monitors. I did know the brands he was referring to, but when it came to purchasing, I depended on YouTube reviews and suggestions from my gaming friends. It was purely a coincidence that it happened to be exactly what he wanted. I do understand that I should have been maybe more aware, but I genuinely didn't know that it would offend him since I wasn't doing it out of spite. If anything, at the back of my mind I had thoughts like we could have twin setups eventually and make cheesy TikTok videos on weekends. You are not the antagonist. My immediate impression of the boyfriend is that he is quite ungrateful and feels very entitled, as demonstrated by him making a scene like a child over your PC and demanding it, and you're his significant other, no less. He should be happy for you, not put you down, and definitely not be making those prejudiced remarks. Gender has nothing to do with your capacity to handle technology or perform in a game. The only question I have is that, since you were together for 4 years, were there any prior events that foreboded this whole situation? What do you guys think? Let me know. Now, let's hear from the community. Not the antagonist. Seriously. In 2022, they're still saying girls can't handle equipment or are too dumb to understand? Sounds like the dude is getting free rent, discount and everything else and still wants more. What does he actually do for you in the relationship? Does he help cook and clean or share some expenses? If he has a full-time job, he should be able to afford a dang gaming computer at almost 30 with not a ton of bills to pay. Then he throws a hissy misogynistic fit? Nah, I wouldn't have it. Not the antagonist. Congrats on the new PC. I'm happy you enjoy it. I'm also sorry for your loss. The inheritance is yours to do with as you please. You keep separate finances, and even if you didn't, you don't owe him anything. His reaction is beyond ridiculous, as you did nothing wrong. He's saving for his setup so he can keep saving. It doesn't sound like he's carrying equal weight with the utilities, so he should have the extra money to save. You should also look into spending some money on some classes to teach him how to deal with that sexism he's showing, as well as his need to get his friends to gang up on you. Just add that to the list of things that shows he's not a keeper. Please go talk to a lawyer. The apartment is yours, but after 8 months, he may have rights as a tenant, and you absolutely need to evict him. Do not let him back in if you don't have to. I have concerns that he would damage or steal your new PC out of spite. He showed you who he really is, so please believe him. His jealousy is showing real bad, and you don't deserve that, and you shouldn't have to put up with that. I understand you've been together for years, but this just doesn't sound like a good situation. Him blowing up like that was out of line. Plus, his friends are just as sexist as he is with all that as a girl BS. Find you someone that values you as an equal and not an ATM. Best of luck. And here's an update. It's 11 PM here right now, and I am kinda shocked at everything that happened today. I made the original post in the morning before I left for work. While I was at work, I received an alert from my security system. I checked my front door cam and see my boyfriend at the door walking in with his keys. Something didn't feel right, so I checked the camera in our game room. We set it up months ago when he wanted us to do streams. I had set it up in the morning before leaving, just in case. Now, I feel so much better that I did. I see him trying to unplug my monitor and I immediately called the police. By the time I reach home, 2 officers are waiting outside my door with my boyfriend. He claimed that he was just at the apartment to get some stuff like clothes and other essentials. I had no energy to argue, so I just showed the camera footage and he starts apologizing. He goes on and on about how his friends riled him up to steal my system to teach me a lesson. What bothers me the most is that all this while, he hadn't texted me once. Not a single call or anything. His first instinct was to break into my apartment. The cops asked if I wanted to press charges, and I said no. I know most of you will not be happy with this, but I kinda want to be done with this thing. I asked for my key back and told him that I will send his PC and other stuff to whatever address he wants later, but I don't want him or his friends to come over. And if I receive a single accusatory text from him or friends, then I will go ahead and press charges. He kept trying to apologize, but I stood my ground. I'm genuinely surprised at how I didn't break down in front of him. I'm still in disbelief at how my 4-year-long relationship just crumbled in 24 hours. I called my mom and she's on her way to my place. She will be staying the night as I no longer feel safe in my own home. I just wanted to thank everyone who texted me and gave me advice. I am taking the day off tomorrow, and I will be changing the locks and sending him his stuff back tomorrow. Now, I did say the boyfriend wasn't the best of people, but I seriously didn't peg him to be one that not only isn't aware of his own faults, yet continues to escalate the situation by attempting to steal your computer. I can understand you wanting to be done with this whole adversity, but I urge you to consider your relationship with him, and perhaps even break it off. What do you guys think of this whole story? And that's a wrap for tonight. Be sure to visit us next time, and if you want to, leave a like and subscribe.